Hey hey hey! Matty here. As you can tell from the title, we're talking about shipping. Now, I used to be a shipper myself, so I think I have a few points I could make. Warning, my opinions might differ from yours, and that's okay. Please don't leave nasty comments if this is the case. This is a place to respect each other. If you cannot accept this, then leave. Now that's out of the way, let's get into the video. Now, what exactly is shipping? No, I'm not talking about packages. Shipping, as a concept, is the act of pairing two characters together in hopes they will date. Now, 9 times out of 10, they won't actually date. However, this doesn't deter shippers. Sometimes this is fine, but I'm here to lay out the positives and negative aspects of shipping. Sometimes, people who ship characters do so with the characters in question not knowing each other. This is a bit weird. It's the same as if your friend shipping you with their friend that you don't know. Sounds uncomfortable, right? Yeah, the circumstance might not be the same, but they share the same premise. It's weird. Yeah, fictional characters don't have feelings, blah blah blah, but if this was real people, they probably wouldn't be your biggest fan, I'll be honest. On the flip side, a good thing about shipping is that it can help someone to better understand the true nature of a relationship, when it sticks to canon, and can help better understand the plotline. Canon relationships that people agree with typically end up making some sense in the long run, in comparison to non-canon ships. An example of this being Tanaka Ryunosuke, sorry if I butchered that, and Shimizu Kyoko from Haikyuu. Most people agree with the kind of relationship these two have. They ended up getting married, for those who are unaware. But some people still ship Tanaka with his friends, most commonly Nishinoya Yu. Again, sorry, probably butchered. I can sort of see why, but at the end of the day, Tanaka and Noya are just best bros, and they literally both like Shimizu for peak's sake. However, toxic ships are obviously a no-go, or any kind of gross pairing such as adult ex-child. A cesspool for this is the Boku no Hero Academia community. Some ships are more tame but still toxic, like Bakugo Katsuki and Midoriya Uzuku, and others are just gross, Eri X Overhaul, or Might X Any Student. And the worst part of it is, most of the times I've seen these ships, these have not been satirical posts. This means one of two things. A, these people just generally haven't seen Boku no Hero before, or B, they're absolutely disgusting. There are so many other pairings that aren't toxic, you really don't need to stoop that low. There can be other forms of toxic ships than adult ex-child, which are more commonly shipped. These, however, are equally disgusting. Contrary to popular belief, ships like Harry and Draco, we don't talk about how I used to ship this, thank you, would be the most thing that isn't illegal. It would be the most toxic thing that technically isn't illegal. Those two have tried to off each other multiple times. Despite the two getting on in the stage play, many do not consider this to be canon to the story. So really there are very few reasons to ship them. There is more problems with this when people either romanticize or condone the things that they do in the story. Trying to off someone isn't cute or a reason to ship someone. It's, well, pretty illegal. I seriously despise these people. I'm trying to leave my Harry Potter shipping days behind me, but they still haunt me. This was 3 years ago and I still feel gross having to ship some really toxic stuff. It just goes to show why these ships should just not be condoned. So, I already mentioned shipping characters who don't know each other, but there's another thing I hate more than most other things when it comes to this topic, which is shipping real people. Why? Just why? I have too many personal experiences with this that it's quite unsettling. I don't see the appeal of making other people so uncomfortable to where sometimes they just stop speaking. It's infuriating, honestly. This can happen so many times, and people just never stop. It's worse when you get shipped with someone you're really close with, as it can cause you to drift and not want to be friends with the person anymore. For me, lots of people ship me with my friends, and it's annoying as is, let alone when you're in a relationship yourself. Luckily, most of my friends and I are able to just brush it off and laugh as it's obviously not true. But it should just be common human decency to not ship people in real life, regardless of whether they say they're comfortable with it or not. It's kind of weird to think that two people who aren't dating should date just because you want them to. Even just jokingly doing so can cause a wedge between either the people being shipped or the person doing the shipping. I'd say just make sure the friends are okay with doing it as a joke before saying absolutely anything at all. Then there are other ships that are just plain weird and make no sense. Like, I've seen people shipping Earth and coronavirus together. Purely why? There's also the kids who ship anything under the sun, regardless of whether these things are inanimate or not. One of these is shipping planets or pen and paper. Damn, didn't know my writing utensils were happily married. Another example of weird as hell ships is when I see ships of Five Nights at Freddy's characters. Ah yes, my favourite pastime, shipping the trapped souls of dead kids together. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? Not to mention ships like Michael X Ennard or Puppet X Springtrap. But this does lead me back onto illegal ships. But you can probably see the problem with this given context. Even with all of those reasons that I hate shipping aside, I still just hate the concept regardless. It can make people easily feel like their worth is determined by whether or not they have a crush or are dating someone.